invites the crime, and criminals accept the invitation. Last year, there were more than 14,000 young new entrants into the criminal justice system. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a staggering number of young people who've had their lives turned upside down and have had the prospect of living as a member of our society ripped away from them. We hear time and time again about gang culture, drug misuse, knife crime, and how the youth of today is nothing but a failed generation. I believe there are numerous causes to the rise in crime, but they all lead in one direction: societal failure. Yes, societal failure is the reason for the rise in youth crime. In today's society, we are failing our youth. There are children having children, increasing drug and alcohol abuse, increasing mental health problems, and with little funding, mental health service provisions are stretched to their limits. Admissions to young people's mental health services can take up to 18 months, in which time a child's life could fall apart. But most importantly, we have failed educational institutions. Our schools, where children spend a large chunk of their childhood, are mismanaged and underfunded. But the time has come to turn back crime. As a member of Youth Parliament, I have met motivated, energetic, hard-working young people who can be a force for good. And I know that with the right attitude and approach, we can tackle this rise in crime. Without a doubt, a human being needs love, care, and nourishment. And we need a society which offers this to everyone. I believe that we have seen a fundamental failure of society and community. This has resulted in young people not having a stable support network and having nowhere to turn for their next meal than to the streets. But together, we can turn back crime. If adults are already victims of drug and alcohol problems, we simply can't force them to change. And of course, I acknowledge that every young person who comes from a difficult background does not turn to crime. But the correlation is clear. I personally believe a public health approach is the way forward. Through collecting data and creating solutions which match the problem exactly, crime can be countered. Public health services are all brought together to combat crime with one coherent approach and goal. This has been trialled across the world, including my old homeland of Wales and Scotland. Perhaps the greatest success story is in Glasgow, which was once known as the murder capital of Europe. The work of police officers, social services, teachers and doctors was brought together to support people at risk, along with providing housing, rehabilitation, and more importantly, being very tough and punishing severely. Murder rates were more than halved. It has been proven to turn back crime. This is a tried and tested approach, and it is perhaps our only hope to combat this tragic rise in crime, and it is an opportunity we cannot afford to miss. Because prevention is better than cure, especially when there is no cure. The only result of violence is in devastated families and the loss of innocent people. We must fight this rise. There is, I believe, simply no other way. The public health approach will save lives. We can do this. We can stop this horrific epidemic. Yes, societal failure has led to this situation, and so it is society as a whole which must combat this. Because society invites crime, and criminals simply accept the invitation. We need to stop being a society that provides beautifully embroidered crime invites, and we need to prevent and punish. With this new approach, a new Britain can be achieved. A Britain where crime is low and people can safely walk the streets at night without fear of being brutally stabbed or shot. We can achieve a nation which is truly a great Britain. With this new approach, we can turn back crime.